Hey, hey.
Hi.
It's Wednesday. Hey, 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 hey.
Here we are with you.
Here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
With you.
With y'all.
And you.
And you.
And me. And you. On a Wednesday.
Should I sing a song?
The Here We Are, It's Wednesday song?
That would be awesome. If anybody out there wants to write us a Here We Are on Wednesday theme song for our Facebook Lives, we will play it and give you full credit. And you'll be famous. Because we have like 3 or 4 people that tune in every week.
Mad props.
Mad props. No, like a song like You and Me and you.
Oh, yeah. So happy together.
So happy together.
See, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
We're happy together.
We are very happy
We're
together.
happy to be together with you.
Yes.
Here we are, friends.
I feel like the camera's cheating towards you a little bit. Let's turn it.
Oh, yes. It should get to love you more. The camera loves you, baby. The camera loves you.
How do you guys like my scruff this week? You can tell by how long my facial hair is, by how long it's been since I've glazed a bathtub. That's what I do for a living, so I can't, something in my teeth. So when I'm glazing a bathtub, I have to wear a respirator, and I can't have facial hair at all, or else it won't seal properly, and I'll get high as a kite, and the bathtub will turn out terrible because I will be high. So right now I'm reglazing a kitchen job, which is not the really harsh smelling chemicals, and I do those in the shop and stuff, so I don't have to wear the.
So when you're reglazing a kitchen, we get the bounty of a scrappy face.
The awesomeness of a light beard.
Yuck.
That's not that yuck. I know you hate the big beard.
It's not the word. It's not the ugliest thing I ever saw.
You love it when I kiss you too.
No, I don't like prickly
pricklies. Kisses.
Well, we are calling this the overtired edition.
Yes, we are.
For very good reason. We are very, very overtired.
I didn't wear a suit jacket with no pants this week, but I am wearing just a regular t-shirt with pajama bottoms on tonight.
I can attest to that fact without having to show you the gory details of the red plaid.
The red plaid pajama pants.
They're not as gory, but, you know, nobody needs to see that. Or probably know that. But here we are, overtired. Oh my gosh. And you're showing them your pants. Oh, God.
Just in case you thought I was lying.
Oh, help us. Oh,
a little overtired.
See? Unfiltered.
As soon as this video
Completely
goes off,
unfiltered.
I'm literally going to fall forward because this camera is sitting on my master bedroom bed.
Literally 4 inches from falling asleep. So here's what happened last night. One of our kids woke up at 2 a.m.
Boo.
sick and was continuously sick several times an hour for the next 10 hours, 15 hours. When did he stop? I mean, the unnamed child. We won't throw any of our children under the bus, but
Beth got up out of bed to help take care of that certain child, not named child.
Not named.
And she was so unthoughtful that she left our bedroom door open. And the sounds of her helping our kid puke woke me up.
Oh, we're all crying you a river.
So I had to get up and shut the door and go back to bed.
So here's a fun fact. Skip
just kidding.
absolutely loves useless facts, and one of them was that.
It's not that I love useless facts.
Love it.
It's just they kind of stick in my brain. So like when I hear something that reminds me of a useless fact, then I'll talk about it.
So one of Skip's useless facts is that giraffes sleep for 10 minutes. 5 minutes a time or a day. 5
minutes a time, but sometimes as little as 5 minutes a day. They don't sleep much.
Basically, I'm part giraffe because all I slept last night was 5 minutes at a time. You can see how tall I am now that I'm part giraffe. I'm actually part porcupine. You see my hair is a big sand.
Dolphins sleep with half their brain. Half their brain goes to sleep, and the other half stays awake, so they don't drown because they breathe air, right? So half the brain goes to sleep, and then the other half kind of stays awake just for keep the basic parts of their life support going, their heart and their breathing, and then
sleep with one eye open.
And then they switch. The other half of the brain will go to sleep.
80s band sang a song about them.
That's pretty wild.
What band was that? Sleep with one eye open.
That was Metallica.
Metallica. Sleep with
one eye open.
There you go. There's your
gripping your pillow tight.
No.
Exit.
I'm sorry
light.
that I brought it up.
Okay.
But dolphins apparently are Metallica fans.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
It says our connection this week. Do you think our friends in the interworld can see us? Give us a thumbs up. Does that make it stronger? On the interworld. If you
I'll flex the connection.
Speaking of interworlds, NASA announced there's all kinds of other stuff out in
Pretty cool.
the world out there.
That's not even a topic. We're just rambling right now, and we're going to talk about NASA and a bunch of planets that might have water on them.
That was interesting. I didn't quite understand all the NASA gobbledygook. But
Me either.
I
think NASA, if you're listening at any point
I'm sure that
ever,
you are.
Please name your planets better. Like, you don't have to name them M33. Come on, give it a cool name.
They're scientists. They're not, like,
Whatever.
clever little
NASA, if you'd like
PR
to hire me
people
to be a creative planet namer, I will name them all.
Ooh, I wonder if we could hire ourselves out as creative planet namers.
I only will need about $200,000 a year with a company car.
That flies to the
And
planet.
I want to go to outer space
I name
at
it.
some point.
You break
right.
it, you buy it, you name it, you go there. So Vince says possibility for aliens out there somewhere.
There's a new movie out about that too. Did you guys see the previews for the new movie about?
What's it called?
I forget the name of it now. They go to Mars, they get a sample, and on the sample they find life, and then they bring that life form in that's frozen or something, and they start shocking it and giving it oxygen, and all of a sudden it wakes up and it's like
spoiler alert.
Aggressive. No, that's all in the previews. So you don't know what happens, but apparently it's very aggressive and is trying to kill them. And then they're like, oh gosh, if this gets to Earth, the whole Earth will be destroyed.
Scary.
Yeah, it's like one of those movies.
Independence Day.
Yeah, but
times 10.
Yeah, scarier. Independence Day was kind of comical. But this
I love Independence Day.
Kind of scary.
I didn't see the sequel, but I love the first one.
There was a sequel?
Exactly. We've been busy raising kids. We don't get to do movies and stuff like the rest of you people.
Independence Day 2?
Yes.
Like July 5th?
I don't know. Obviously, I think it's like 10 or 20 years later.
Anyway.
All right.
Surprise topics?
Yes, please.
Who's going first?
Well, I believe you should.
You believe I should go first? I'm going to get a drink of water for this one.
Do you have one? Oh,
I do have one.
Do you guys see my eyes? Every time we do surprise topics, like, there's, like, complete fear. And it's like, uh-oh, what is Skip going to bring up this week?
What is this?
Oh, no.
A spaghetti jar that I'm drinking water out of?
Is this our topic?
Yeah, this is my surprise topic.
Oh.
My surprise topic is recycling.
Oh, great.
Oh, great. So, we were not real big recyclers. This is literally some kind of jar. So I got the sticky. Can you see the sticky from the wrapper being pulled off? Yeah.
Low budget recycling.
So this was olive jar or spaghetti sauce or something. And we've got like 5,000 of them because we recycle.
Yes. And do you want to tell them why we choose to recycle jars as glasses? I mean, it's practical, but...
Anyway, recycling in general. We weren't real big recyclers. We'll get back to that in a minute.
You're going back to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Until we moved to Hawaii. And in Hawaii was super, super recycle conscious. And rightfully so. They're on an island. So, like, you know... the
giant barge had to take the garbage away.
They literally have to ship the garbage off the island over to California somewhere. So, we started recycling a lot. And also in Hawaii... They don't have, where we were anyway, I don't know about on some of the other islands, but where we were, they don't have trucks that come by and collect your garbage.
In Kona and Hilo, they probably had garbage trucks, I would think.
Maybe so.
Yeah, but where we were kind of rural.
Yeah, we were in a rural part.
You had to bring your trash.
So you had to bring your trash to the
recycling plant thing.
To the little dumpsters I don't remember. I forget. Anyway, so because of that, also we started composting all of our food garbage. Because when you have 5 or 6 bags of garbage for the week and you put them in your minivan to take them to the place, it stunk. So with less food in the garbage, it didn't stink as bad. And
plus, we had wild animals. We had feral...
We had wild chickens and...
cats and all kinds of things in the compost pile.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun for the kids, and we'd get free eggs and stuff from the wild chickens. But so anyway, recycling. So we started recycling everything, and you could actually... cash in your like plastic bottles and cans and stuff there if you wanted to. We never did, but
states.
Yeah, and get a pretty good amount of coin. But since then, we still have that same habit. So we get home and to Florida, and we have continued the recycling habit. We actually continue to compost. really interesting, we've got veggies growing in our compost pile. So we got some nice lettuce and celery.
What we're talking about gardening tonight, so you might want to save all those good stories for later.
Segue, hey.
Segue, hey.
Segue, hey.
Well, let's save that segue.
Because of our recycling, we have begun to keep jars and use them for drinking glasses, and we have 50,000 of them, correct?
Well, yeah, maybe 51,000.
We literally store our regular dishes in the garage so that we can fill all of our cabinets with these spaghetti jars.
We make our
Honey,
kids
can you go out and get the pan?
Yeah. So we can have glass jars stacking up in the next room. Well, here's the deal. We have a tile floor all throughout our house, and our kids drop about, I don't know. All right, that's a major exaggeration, but maybe 500 glasses a day on the glass floor.
Maybe an exaggeration, but probably 500 a day.
They drop so much glass, and so it's not even worth it to go and buy some cups and hand them to my children.
And it's definitely not as sad when they drop one of 80 spaghetti jars.
So it's like, oh, you dropped my favorite olive jar. We'll have to buy some more olives to have some more cups.
It's a win-win. You have to buy glasses, but you get food out of them.
I'm a little less upset.
Sometimes if you're like short on glasses, you have to like really fast scoop the mayonnaise out and eat it like it's ice cream.
That was way over the line. Here is the line.
Yeah, we don't save the mayonnaise jars. No, because they come in plastic now. Who buys glass mayonnaise jars? Come on, it's a squeezy plastic mayonnaise container.
Yeah, they have that. Just a baggie now.
Well, even the bottles are plastic.
Yeah. So. That's for breakability, because they know our kids are going to touch the mayonnaise and they don't want to break the jar.
Store, right. They know our kids go to the grocery store with this, so everything is plastic.
Here come the little kids. So,
anyway, recycling. I do it because it's easy, to be honest. Like, we have a recycle truck that comes by our house and picks it all up. Mm-hmm. And maybe you guys can help, but I'm not real sure how good recycling is or isn't. Like, I mean, I know I'm probably poking a bear right now.
Yes.
But I honestly... it's a conspiracy theory I have. I think...
Oh, jeez. Pull up a chair, everyone. Here comes a rant.
I think that
you see Skip gearing up for a rant? He's got his rant hand out. Okay, I'm about to rant. And I'm going to take a nap and roll my eyes every 30 seconds. You're going to
take a nap.
Bye.
So... I'm not, like, I think that the cities that, like, we live in Cape Coral, so I'm pretty sure that Cape Coral literally just throws most of our recycling in the landfill anyway.
Well, they do yours because I don't think that we follow all the recycling rules. So I'm going to homeschool field trip to the recycling plant with you and the kids. And we're gonna
recycling is good, yes. If you're reusing glass and plastic and stuff, that part's good. I'm not saying that part's bad. But I think that it's kind of a scam on when the bigger cities are doing the recycling and stuff.
I think that you're part hillbilly, and that's the hillbilly part that thinks that recycling is a scam.
Recycling is
root and tootin' scam.
And they charge us money for it. Like we have.
Oh my gosh! When will it end?
Like now you have a recycle can and a regular garbage can, and then you get extra money charged to your taxes and your water bill and all this stuff, right?
Terrible.
But I think they're just taking them both to the same place and dumping them. It's just a way to get more money out of you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Kelsey's on here. Hi, Kelsey. She thinks the same thing. Her parents never recycled. They think it's a scam too. Kelsey, are you part hillbilly? Just asking for a friend.
And is your family from Kentucky or from West Virginia?
Skip's from West Virginia.
I was not from West Virginia.
Well,
I was born West Virginia, raised in Florida.
From half of a West Virginia. I mean, he's a West Virginian.
My dad is
a full West Virginian. Half of your DNA comes directly from West Virginia.
Yes.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So my dad's from West Virginia. I was born there. I lived in Florida.
Kelsey is from Indiana.
2 years old. That's Midwestern.
She's a cornfield girl. What else do they have in Indiana besides cornfields? We drove through Indiana once. Potholes and cornfields.
Yes.
I'm sure there's other things. Tell me some good things about Indiana. We had friends in Indiana. That was the good thing for us.
They have a good basketball team.
Good for them. Bravo, Indiana. Okay, next topic.
We are coming up on March Madness. That might be my surprise.
No, hard break.
2 weeks from now, March Madness.
Not talking sports.
I'll have my brackets for my...
Ooh, maybe we'll do our brackets together. I bet I'll beat you.
We'll
make a bet.
Beat me.
I'm definitely going to beat. All right, you ready?
Yes.
This is a very important one.
What's your surprise?
It's going to bring up a lot of emotional pain for you. Okay, so I always thought in old TV shows that it was ridiculous that the married couple had separate bedrooms until we became old married couples.
An old married couple.
And all of a sudden, we've been married 18 years, and Skip is literally creating rules like, oh, I have to have my blanket.
No, hold on.
You have to have your
blanket. I am not creating
blanket.
rules about whose blanket's whose.
And we're not allowed to have our blankets touch each other. We have one bed right now. Currently, okay, so in the old TV shows, they'd have like 2 twin-size bed in one room. They'd have them on opposite sides, and it'd be like, you know, these extra fancy high pajamas, and they'd be like, good night, darling. I keep touching this. Is this all right? Good night there, darling. And they'd be like, oh, good night, and blow each other an air kiss across the
Here's
thing.
what happens in our family in real life, 2017. If we have one blanket, I wake up. First of all, Beth puts socks on and pajamas and the whole thing. Puts the ceiling fan on blazing
Nobody
fast.
needs to know the details of. Well, I was just talking blankets.
I'm getting to
not
blankets.
talking your
and
pajama situation.
20 minutes after I'm asleep, she like does an alligator barrel roll and wraps herself up like a mummy in the blanket, and then I'm wake up like an hour later shivering because she puts the AC
burritos.
way down, turns the fan on high, and then steals all the blanket. So, solution: we have 2 blankets on our bed.
It's not a solution. It feels like separation.
It's not separation.
And I feel like that, you know, it's understandable that at some point we just almost might be like separate twin beds.
Never.
You're snoring in the other room.
I don't snore. You're the one that snores.
I didn't. What did you just say?
You are the one that snores.
Not the truth.
I totally thought I was sleeping with Darth Vader the other night.
Well, maybe you were on your side of the bed with your own blanket.
Skip.
Pretty sure I hear one of our kids laughing in the
I am your
hallway.
wife sleeping next to you with my own blanket.
You're lucky I'm willing to sleep in the same room as you. Lana says, at least you're still in the same bed and same room. Thank you. That's what I want, is togetherness with a full one blanket situation.
No, we are going to be together,
Hi, Lana.
same bed, separate blankets.
That is just painful. And it feels like a house divided. It's like
not a house divided.
It's like
It is
you're
a blanket
FSU
divided.
and I'm the Gators, or vice versa. I'm FSU, you're
We
the
should
Gators.
do that. That'd be funny.
And we have like,
I'll get a FSU blanket and you can get a Gators blanket.
you know, like separate blankets. We're completely separate.
You guys have seen like
it feels like a divided bed.
the
it just seems like
the
this is a
memes
bad
where it says
sign.
it has one blanket and it has a line on it that says hers, his, and like the hers is like 2/3 or
That's
75%, and then the his is like this little tiny sliver of the blanket. Mm-hmm. I don't even get that much.
False. So this is the same stories the whole time we've been married.
Yeah, because
Since
it's true.
the very beginning.
Exactly.
He just makes up these stories.
No, it's consistent.
I'm totally like sharing all day long, and as soon as it's bedtime, I take all the blanket. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying you maliciously take the blanket.
But
you fall asleep and you do an alligator barrel roll with the blanket and you wrap up like a mummy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, see?
warm.
So she admits it on camera live. You just said yes, that's a good thing.
Agreeing
No,
with you. Whatever.
no, I take that back. Everybody heard her. Thank you.
And the other thing that happened when we were newlyweds, this probably happened to you guys too, I don't know. But Skip was sleeping and his nose was making a ticking sound. It was like going...
And I woke up with a pillow on my face. Like we had been married.
No, that's not what happened. So here's the true story. Here's what happened. So Skip is making a sound, and I like couldn't
married
fall
less
asleep.
than a year, and I wake up with my wife with a pillow on my face.
To lie. You're spreading lies. So here's what happened. I reach over, gentle. I was like 19 or 20, so sweet and gentle
so
and
sweet
loving.
and gentle with
so
a
I
pillow
just
on my
reach
face.
over and I just barely touch his
No,
nose.
you're talking about the wrong story.
No, this one. The barely touch. No, that's not. Dude, listen. Somebody hand me a pillow on his face right now. Okay.
Exactly.
So, just to pat you, sweetly.
Pat me.
So, I barely touch his nose like this in the middle of the night, and he's like, what are you doing?
No,
oh my gosh.
that's a
she tried to
separate
hit me
incident.
she punched me in the middle of the night.
That's a separate incident. What's the one where you
Okay.
put the pillow on my face?
a lie in your own head.
No,
that's what happened.
There was 2 instances where one you were like smacking me in the face.
Oh, when you were grinding your teeth and I just barely reached over.
That's what it is. Thank you for reminding me.
Barely reached
Apparently
over.
I was grinding my teeth and I wake up to this.
That was so sweet. Yeah, because I ever did that.
You're grinding your teeth.
You wish.
And then the other one, the clicking, it was not a little pinch on my nose. It was her putting it on my face. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she's like, you're clicking. I'm covering up the sound.
Really?
Really.
I want you to look them right in the eyes and tell them that God's honest truth.
God's honest truth. What I just said is the accurate version of that story.
You have an active dream life, and so I think that you just
an active dream life.
Is that a word? You just wove. You weaved. Weaved.
Whoa, man. Whoa, man.
Here's what you did. You put one piece together with this piece. And your piece was totally wrong. So my piece was gentle and sweet because I was actually awake. And I actually knew what was going on. And you woke up suddenly.
With a pillow on my face. Completely
misconstrued my intentions. And then slandered me
I
for
may
the next
have
18 years of our marriage.
Her intentions of putting a pillow on my face in the middle of the night. That's a possibility.
This is not a pillow. This is a finger.
Yes.
Welcome to finger.
That was on the grinding teeth.
Lana says, well, is anybody nice in the middle of the night? Well, not Skip, apparently.
I'm super nice.
In the middle of the night? You know what? Skip can be nice in the middle of the night. That's for sure. Because sometimes...
Wow.
No, that's not what I meant. God. Way to horrify everybody.
I think I get that in every episode, don't I? Wow.
Pretty much. Anyway, our children, if they get sick or something in the middle of the night, I'll jump up with them. We have horrified faces going across our screen. If I'll take care of the kids and he'll clean up the messes. So thank God. I mean, you are actually nice in the middle of the night. You'll run laundry and you'll do all kinds of stuff. Like you're a good sport.
Yes.
Except for when I just barely touch your nose and then you...
And by barely, she means smack me in the face.
Make up stories for the next 18 years.
Yep.
What are the next 18 years going to hold?
Holy moly.
Lord only knows.
Lordy.
That's it. So basically, this is an intervention. We need to go on the one blanket system.
And we probably need 3 blankets.
And
Beth doesn't get any pillows.
Definitely want to stay in the same bed and in the same bedroom our whole marriage.
Yes,
so let's go ahead and not turn into one of those Leave It to Beaver old people.
Agreed.
Okay.
Shake on it.
That's your left hand.
I know, but I have to go across camera.
That was such a nice shake. It was so manly. All right.
Okay.
Hi, Mom. My mom joined. Hello, Mom. Shareya joined. Hello, Shareya. What's up? In case you missed it, all the surprise topics are done.
All the surprise topics
you
are
missed
done.
All of the loveliness of the fact that we no longer share a blanket in our own bed.
Speaking of recycling, this was our old tripod that we put our phone in. Yeah, see? And it broke tonight. So we have our phone leaned against a flower pot right now so we can do this video. So this will be recycled.
We recycle everything. I don't know that everything can be recycled, but I still try.
We try. But we know it's going to landfill anyway.
So conscientious of us. So Lana, just to wrap this up, Lana says, sleep very close to each other and use a king-size blanket no matter what the size of the bed. She's so practical.
We need a double king-size blanket.
So
can we get someone to custom make us?
Can someone sew 2 king-size blankets together?
We need a circus tent-size blanket.
So that there's enough blanket to cover me and you. It's not a lot of people.
What would end up is Beth would do the barrel roll thing, and the circus tent blanket would make her so big.
I'd end up in the circus.
Yeah.
So, will you sleep with one blanket with me?
No.
Here's a ring. Will you, please?
No.
Turn down flat.
Get your ring out my face, fool.
Are you gonna put your arm around me or put your hand in front of my face?
No, I will hang out on Facebook Live with one arm around you, but we're not sharing a blanket tonight. We'll share the same bed.
So we've gone back to the 1950s.
We don't share pillows. Why would you share a blanket? Doesn't even make sense.
It actually makes a whole lot more sense.
No, it doesn't.
Everybody shares blankets. We should share blankets.
Everybody.
This is an intervention. Somebody intervene with Skip. Tell him, share a blanket, Skip.
Let's share everything.
Be sherry. You can share your toothbrush?
Heck yeah.
My mom's on here. She can attest. You share toothbrushes.
Whatever. That is a different topic.
Okay, we'll let it go for another time.
My mother likes to use my toothbrush.
Whatever. Now you're going to slander my mother's name. All right. That was an excellent
segue.
Rabbit trail. At least it was not about sports.
Yeah, we cannot segue with this. So let's just move into it.
Hard
subject
topic
change.
shift.
Yeah.
Welcome to Facebook Live. Lana says we've already told her about sharing toothbrushes.
Gross.
Yep. Lana hopes it happens with her and a future son-in-law one day. No. All right. Well, we'll get serious for half of a second.
I'm pretty sure if Darren and Lana could get their daughters married off and out of the house, they'd use anybody's toothbrush.
Oh my god.
Like, just take her. I'll use your toothbrush and everything. I'm just kidding.
Obviously. Lana wants to keep her kids at home. She won't sell them off.
All right. So tonight we're talking about the garden of our heart. Right?
Yes. You know what? What is this about? Okay, so here's the deal. Absolutely, we wanted to encourage you guys tonight that your heart is like a garden. And so your heart is like a well. Your heart is something that you have control over, that you have influence over, and that you can actually do something about it. So we wanted to just talk for a few minutes and just kind of remind you that the freshness of your garden, or the clarity of the water that's coming out of your well of your heart, that's completely within your realm of what you have something, you can do something about it. And so what were you gonna say? No. Oh, you like geared up like nothing to say. So we want to encourage you tonight to go ahead and start thinking this week, if you haven't already been keeping this in the front of your mind, to keep your garden pure. So we wanted to remind you that you can tell a lot by the fruit that you see. And when we talk about fruit, it's any kind of outcropping of what's happening in your life. So it's the relationships that you have with other people. It's the relationship, the way you relate to yourself and how you take care of yourself. And it's how you relate to God, your spiritual relationship. All of those things, they are sort of an indicator light to see where you are with your heart. And so, what? Were you going to say something? So we want to encourage you to watch what grows in the garden of your heart. Watch what kind of fruit that you're seeing. And so this is going to require upkeep. Like, it's not a one time and done. I'm not a gardener. My grandma was a gardener. But, we're compost gardeners where we throw our tomatoes out in the yard and they turn into tomato plants. But we haven't done the hard work of actually putting time into it and stuff. And we don't have anything great to show for ours. We just have kind of a remnant garden currently happening for our kids to have fun with it. But you, with your heart, you have this opportunity to watch the fruit that's coming out of your life. You can see, okay, well, am I showing fruit that looks like fear and control, or am I showing fruit that looks like selfishness or gossip or these kinds of things, or am I showing when I interact with people, like I'm showing mercy and compassion, and I'm caring about who they are as people and stuff. So you have to kind of take an indication of what is going on. You have to be able to look at yourself, kind of get outside of yourself for a second and go, okay, well, what's going on with me? And then you can see where this is coming from. So if you see things that are yuck, then you want to pull those weeds out of there. You don't need to have that kind of stuff. So we've been talking about this a lot in our family this week. Yeah. It's pretty easy for us to see it as parents and to watch the fruit of our kids' lives. We can see, if they're being soft with their brothers and sisters, or if they're being kind, or if they're sharing well, or they're talking kindly, then that's fruit. We can see the fruit that they're, spending time actually loving each other and caring.
And as parents, if you have kids, it's easy to see that in yourself too, because when you're out and you're with friends, or you're, at your church or your workplace, sometimes you're a little more aware of like self-control and like kind of putting on that, okay, I'm not going to be your super rude kind of posture, because, it can get you fired, or, have no friends or whatever. But when you're at home with your kids every day and they're, tap dancing on your last nerves, or, acting like they're not supposed to be acting, and, whatever this, it's easy to kind of snap and to kind of, what are you guys thinking? And that kind of thing. And all of a sudden you begin to see your own fruit, correct? Not just seeing your kids, their fruit and the way they treat each other, but also the way you treat your children or your spouse.
Yeah, and if you're seeing a pattern of behavior or interaction with people, if a lot of your stories are like, and then that cashier was so rude to me, and you're telling stories like that once a week, maybe it's not always the cashier. So I would just be careful that you're willing to actually take a hard look and go, okay, well, maybe, well, obviously, if you're showing fruit, if this is what the fruit's coming off, it's your aroma,
Yeah, everybody that you interact with is a jerk. It might be you.
It's possible that you're in the one place in the entire universe where everybody's a jerk. I don't think so. So, be watching out, and it's really easy to pull out. It's simple, I should say. It's really simple to pull out these weeds. And when you see something that is, man, I just talked rudely to my husband again, then you can go, I don't like that fruit. Every time I talk rudely to him, we get into a fight. And so the taste of that fruit, I'm sitting there and, making my bed and lying in it, sort of thing. You're getting the consequences of the fruit of your life. And so if you go, man, that's terrible. That fruit tastes terrible. When I talk rudely to him, we get into a fight, or, whatever the situation is. And so that's a good indication to go, okay, so what am I going to do? How am I going to get that out of there? And so watch what your kind of triggers are. It's something that happens before you get to actually being rude to someone. And so you can go, okay, well, I am feeling stressed or scared about what we're talking about. And then I'm acting rude, which then is turning into a fight. You can sit there and watch or whatever. So pull this weed out. Don't let yourself get to the point where you're feeling so scared or upset with each other in the conversation that you're going to go straight to being rude. So if you're feeling scared in a conversation, it's really fair to go, I'm feeling scared when I talk about this topic. Like when we talk about our money, it makes me scared that there's not going to be enough. You can actually relate what your feelings are, and it is going to diffuse the problem. So if you can be real upfront and stop it before it even happens, that's how you're going to start pulling these little weeds out. And so if you're seeing something that's cropping up, if you have a pattern of behavior where every time your sister calls up, you gossip, then let's go, okay, well, I don't like the way that fruit tastes. That fruit tastes yucky because, then I'm worsening the relationship with the people that we're talking about, or, whatever it is. So if you're seeing something that you don't like in your life, do something about it. You're not powerless. You're actually the most powerful person to make something happen there. And so we wanted to kind of encourage you that there is a solution. And the solution is to be purposeful and intentional about what you are planting. Like, people that have great gardens, people that have farms are incredibly intentional about what they are planting. They are careful about how they plant it and what they're doing. They know when to plant it. And so that's the way you want to treat your own self in your own life. You want to actually go, okay, well, I used to gossip with my sister. So instead, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to put something good there instead. I'm going to actually make sure that I keep it positive and I keep it on only things that are good when I'm talking to my sister, because I like the taste of that fruit. That makes me feel really good when we talk to each other and we say good things. And then I'm not worried later that she's turning around and saying something bad about me. Like, if you're constantly saying good things with people, then, those are the kind of people that are going to be surrounding you. And be intentional about what you're sowing into your relationships and the people around you. So if you want to receive love or you want to receive mercy, you're going to want to make sure that that's what you're giving out. And so this is something that's really easy to see when my kids are doing it, and a little bit harder to see with myself, but we've gotten a whole lot better at it, I think.
I think being purposeful is very important. If you have some kind of morning routine or morning exercise, then maybe get up and just kind of make it a point, put it in front of you to be purposeful about what you're planting in the garden of your heart.
Yeah.
Because then you start the day with that in the forefront of your mind. We were talking about us having a compost pile out on the back, we dump our chopped vegetables and everything. It just goes out there, we have critters, rabbits and stuff that come up and eat some of it, but
raccoons.
We have stuff growing, and a lot of it I don't know. There's one plant that's growing in two different places and I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to guess. I've been doing a little bit of research, but I know it's something. I think it might be strawberries, which would be not so good because
the rabbits will get it first?
No, it's strawberry season right now. You're supposed to be harvesting the strawberries. So by the time that plant matures, it'll be too hot and it won't do well. But anyway, it is growing. If it's a melon, which it might be also, I can't tell the difference yet. That would be cool because we have melons in the summer. But because we're not real purposeful about growing a garden, it's literally just our dump. We're just dumping out there.
Right.
Then whatever comes, and you just have to deal with it. And so we've seen a few things that we recognize what they are. This is lettuce, and so I've watered it and let the lettuce grow. And green onions, I know what those look like. I know what they are. So those are growing like crazy right now. But
it's really easy to use this as an analogy for your heart. We're just doing a bucket of slop and cast-offs and stuff, and some of it's good and it's able to produce good fruit. Like, we've got this romaine lettuce that's sprung up. We've got 2 or 3 pineapples that sprung up. So it's the same thing when we just throw things out there. It's just kind of willy-nilly, and some of it's good and some of it's bad. We've got a whole bunch of rotting things that are just terrible. They're just going to make the soil richer, but they're not actually doing anything good for it. And so, but nothing is kind of organized and in rows, and it's not the most beneficial environment for those plants to grow. And it's the same thing with us. Like, if we are just not really caring and putting any forethought into how we are treating our heart and treating our lives, then you're just going to kind of reap this kind of willy-nilly harvest that doesn't have a clear and pure safety. You're not carefully tending it. And so you just kind of have to deal with what happens. So your one thing that could have been good, like a strawberry plant, is not tended to properly, and it could wilt under the heat of the summer sun and stuff. And so it's the same kind of thing here with relationships, with the way that you care for yourself and your own heart, and to go, I need to take care of myself. I need to do this. This is good for me to have some mental health time. And so if I don't care for myself and I don't give that to myself, then all of a sudden I'm frazzled and I'm running around and I'm stressed and, I'm interacting badly with the people around me. And if I don't tend to my heart towards my husband, then all of the things that annoy me about him, which are many, are what's going to be the most, those weeds can grow up really fast. Those have, super growth properties, but the things that are more beautiful are the things that if you just move the weeds out, they are like the things that have solid roots and can grow into an oak tree. There's so many wonderful things about my husband that are beautiful and are going to be like the biggest trees in the world, So I have to tend carefully to the plants of our own heart, my heart towards my husband. I don't want to judge him and cut him off and just separate myself from him. I want to watch my heart so that I'm continuing to love him well, whether or not he is, acting perfect, because his actions and stuff are not going to change the fact that I love him. So, he can be like he is today, a little bit.
She's super cute when she's annoyed.
Less fun to be around. He could be like he is 99% of the time, super bebopping. No, you're cute.
Thanks.
But either way, how he acts is not going to change how I interact towards him, because I'm being careful that, I still love him well and honor him and try to meet him where he's at, so that, he's protected and preserved in his heart as well. So when you talk about what you're going to fill yourself with, what you want to fill yourself with is beauty and truth. And so I want to encourage you to be looking out. So for me, there's a scripture that in the Bible it talked about, like, whatever is good and pure and true and lovely, think on these things. And there's one version that talks about fill your mind with beauty and truth. And so that was a real succinct option for me to tell my kids. It was like, okay, let's make it really easy. Fill your mind with beauty and truth. I don't have to sit there and tell you, okay, yes, do this, no, do that. Oh, because there's way too many things. There's myriad options, And so there's way too many choices in the world for me. I'm not going to sit there and control every single little bit of what they do in their life. But I can tell them, fill your mind with beauty and truth. And it's a real clear line for them to go, okay, is this beauty and truth or is this not? And so then you can easily go, all right, anything that's not beauty and truth has to go. And so to me, beauty would be things about who God is, like the real true nature of God, which is goodness and love, peace, patience, gentleness and self-control, all of these different things that are who God is, and that's beauty. And so anything that is exhibiting those kinds of things are that. And I think that truth is anything that God says. So, if something is against what God has said, then it would be not truth. So for me, that would be something like, if my kid said, like, I don't matter, then go, no, that's not truth. Yeah. Like, it would be, you are really special. You're uniquely created. You are incredible. And so, like, it's really easy to put that on the dividing line of, I don't matter, certainly not truth. And I do matter, and I can change the world. I have power in what I think and what I say, and me being kind to the person in front of me actually makes a resounding impact through the generations. And so those are things that go on the side of truth. And so I want to encourage you as you go out this week to love yourself well and fill your mind with beauty and truth, so that your garden can be pure, that you can prosper in every bit of your life, that you can 100% be able to go, wow, I like the fruit of my life. I see how I'm interacting with people. I see how I'm loving myself and interacting with myself. I see how I'm interacting with God, and I am thrilled with how this is going. I like the fruit of my life. I like the fruit of my choices. And so that's what we want you to be mindful about. We want you to fill your mind with beauty and truth and have a real clear plumb line of what you're like, a real sharp sword to go, no, like you drop something on it like a fruit ninja, and it's like real clear. This is beauty and truth, or this is not. So it makes the decision easy for you in your life.
Yeah, and it's attractive. I mean, it's a very attractive when you are living your life like that, and you're going after beauty and truth. Then people are attracted to that. They know that there's beauty and truth there, and I really believe it's really innate inside of us to want and desire beauty and truth. I mean, so like when you live that way, you'll find there'll be some, at times there'll be some super toxic people that are just gonna not be around. But for the most part, when you begin to live in that kind of a lifestyle where you're tending the garden of you and who you are, you're filling yourself with beauty and truth, then you'll find that it's very attractive and
we definitely think everybody has something special about them. Everybody has something that is beautiful, whether they have realized it yet or not. And so I do think that as you go and tend the garden of your life as well, that it's important not to cut people off too easily and too quickly, and to be able to go, okay, well, there's something good here. Let me find the good thing and focus on that, and then we'll build from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we love you guys. We want to tell you to have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a good garden week. We want to hear all about the good fruit that comes.
Feel free to comment on this video in the comments, even later on if you rewatch it, or after we hang up, if you want to do something that comment that you haven't commented. FamilyFaithAndFlipFlops.com is the webpage. Family Faith and Flip Flops fan page on Facebook.
It's the most alliterative thing every time. It's like a bunch of F's.
We are on all the social medias on the internets.
Yep.
Just under my name, Skip Swiger, and Beth is Beth Swiger on all of her stuff. So easy to find us.
Yep. Connect with us.
Super common name like Swiger and Skip. I mean, I almost didn't get that when someone almost took it from me.
It's readily available. Any domain with your name is readily available.
So anyway, thanks for joining.
Thank you for joining us.
Had a good time tonight.
Yeah. Have a wonderful week. Love you guys. Bye. Watch the replay if you missed it. Bye.